What's up, Ninja Online guys? Welcome back to This is the Police. It's chapter 21. When we last left off, we were entering day 76. So, let me get comfy in the chair here, and we're gonna get back to work. I don't really remember what happened last, but I'm sure I will quickly pick it up once we get back cracking into things here. Bikers donate blood at Central Hospital. Massive day-long power outage in city center. That always sucks. Elementary school students stuck on Ferris wheel. Some friends of mine asked me to help out at their animal shelter. They're badly short-staffed. Can I have the day off? No, you can't. I've got some terrible heartburn this morning. Might be better if I go home and lie down. No. We also have McCoy on this shift because she requested yesterday off. So it looks like we're running with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 people, which is good. Surprisingly, Percy isn't the lowest ranking or lowest proficient officer here. We have our investigators, which I know I have to take a look at and kind of try to get them situated into some new investigations, because I know I'm kind of at a weird point with the investigations. Alright, what do we got? Funeral for Kojak. Stokes flunked out of police academy. God Bomber passed. Nice. Increase the efficiency by 50%. Alright, let me take a look at things here. I'm surprised Stokes flunked out. Was it Stokes? It was Stokes, right? Yeah, I'm surprised. Looks like we are all filled up. Luckett, Armstrong, Glasgow, and Casey. That's not what I wanted to look at. Armstrong and Casey there. We're gonna go ahead and stack this this homicide case. What one was this? This was the one where she was struck from behind, and we just haven't found out the right layout yet. It's unclear if it was her son or not, but here's the thing. The first responding officer said that the door to the apartment was open, which means he probably would have had to have left. The kids said that someone banged on the door and my mother told me to hide under the bed and close my eyes and ears and be as quiet as a mouse. I only heard muffled screams when I got out from under the bed. I found my mother in the blood and I called the police. However, we know that the fatal blow was struck by a blunt object to the head. The killer was standing behind the victim. Death was immediate, and the body shows no other signs of violence, which means it was she got surprised. The neighbor says, I heard Fiona swearing with her brother. He come around again begging for money at her doorstep. Then she started yelling at her son. He always sits there in front of the TV playing those stupid games till he turns blue. And then my phone rang, and I talked with my friend for an hour and a half. So I feel like it should probably go something like this. She answers the door, gets into it with him, and I don't know from there. But we know he leaves. Thought maybe something like that, but it's hard to say for sure. Anyways, everyone on the case, please. Roll up the sleeves here. Got a lot of veteran people here, eh? Alright, we got a harassment call. Right in front of the store, a strange man came around the corner and accosted a young woman as she left the bakery. The owner of the bakery thinks it could be the dentist. You gotta understand, he's scaring my customers. It is definitely not the dentist. I'll have some people check that out for you, sir. Kills me that we're still getting these fake calls about the dentist. We have a fight. Headmaster Rihanna Smith reports that two mothers were fighting right there in her office. She had called them in to discuss the behavior of their children. Seems that Mrs. Klein's son often makes fun of the daughter of Mrs. Masters. The girl finally had enough abuse and stabbed the boy's hand with a pencil. Percy, check that out. Disorderly conduct. A man with 3 pit bulls entered the business center. When local security warned him that the dogs weren't permitted, he started threatening to let the dogs off their leash if anyone gives them trouble. Sitting at about 97k right now, day 76. Almost halfway. The man is actually the owner of a new bakery, and he was trying to lure away Jim Baton's bakery's customers. Disorderly conduct is more serious than we thought. Interesting. I'll send you back up, though. Journalistic investigation from Blake Cage. Mr. Boyd, I'm preparing a long article for the magazine Righteous Life, and the theme of my article is Cop Sodomites. According to my investigation, tragic deaths are striking 13 gay police couples across our country's great cities. Satanic pentagram is emerging from the map. Perhaps the devil is telling them that even he cannot accept them. According to my predictions, the next death will happen right here in Freeburg. The problem is that I need to visit 6 more cities, so I don't have time to wait around for it to happen. In fact, I'll only be in the city a couple days. I hope you can somehow, accelerate the process. I'll pay you generously, and don't worry if the dead cops turn out to be straight. Like my editor always says, dead men don't file lawsuits. I am not playing that game.
311A complete. 210 complete.
Alright, let's see here. Good stuff. Good stuff. That was instant. Animal abuse. Bill Buckler says some madman came onto his farm with a hatchet and started attacking the cows and other animals. Massacre at St. John's Hospital. We got an enormous tip that the dentist broke into the woman's clinic and is killing the patients. That's not even close to right, but okay. Of course. What do we got here? George Dean Corn Monument. Mr. Boyd, I want to shoot a scene featuring one of the finest landmarks of your fair city, the Corn Monument. This is a public place, so please send 4 officers to assist. They'll keep any curious children at reasonable distance and rein in the men and any protesting hypocrites, explaining that everything is being done according to law. There's only one condition: the cops can't touch the actress. She's not just some kind of whore. Interesting. Seeing the police, the intruder puts up his hands, but he's still holding the weapon. Slowly approach the offender, pistol at the ready, and knock the knife out of his hands. Why wouldn't you just ask him to drop it? I feel like that was less dangerous than, walking up and knocking the knife out of his hands. Everything was fine at the women's clinic. It was all just a story invented by the pro-life activists. They called the police as part of a campaign to attract attention to the issue of abortion, which is carried out in the clinic.
412 in progress.
Alright, how'd that go? Thanks, Chief. You never see pure gold like that on cable. Nice. Assault with a deadly weapon. Man called in from a phone booth saying that he's under attack by a sniper. I can't get out. He just shoots the asphalt in front of my feet. When I open the door, I don't know what he wants from me, but when I first got in here, there was a note glued to the payphone. It just says, "Don't move." If you've seen that movie, shout outs to you. Not a very good movie. What we got going on here? Hostage situation with a fatal casualty. An Elvis impersonation competition has been organized for several well-known local artists by Lindy Bryant, who volunteered to evaluate the contestants according to the owner of the bar. This sorry excuse for an Elvis fan shouted rudely at some of the participants, saying they were nothing like the king, as I stutter that. Then he saw the woman shout, "I knew you didn't die. Take me away with you. We'll live happily ever after." The bouncer threw the woman out on the street, but she grabbed the knife from her bag and stabbed him in the throat. Oh my god. Then Mrs. Bryant grabbed one of the impersonators, pulled him into a utility room.
Officer on scene.
Man wearing a suit is crouched on the floor in the booth. The surrounding pavement is decorated with bullet holes. A crowd of onlookers has gathered on the other side of the street, watching what happens from a safe distance. Look at the windows and rooftops of the nearest houses. The sniper begins to bombard the phone booth with bullets. One of the onlookers says the shots are coming from an 8th floor window. Let's run into the building where the shots are coming from.
412. Looks like we have a situation here.
Bunch of Elvis impersonators have gathered around the door. Let's silently pass through the crowd. Inside is a man dressed like Elvis, scared to death, and a woman with a knife. Shoot the woman with the taser.
710.
I'm playing no games.
in progress.
Suspicious individual. An old man dressed in rags is pacing around under the prison gate shouting, "I am the dentist. I killed all those women. Arrest me. I want to confess." Probably won't get away with just 2. Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, we're a fifth of the way to 500,000, which is our goal. The old man in rags appears to be homeless and tired of starving on the streets. Three new frames. How does this help me, though? It doesn't. I don't think there's anything I'm missing. We know all of that. I don't know, but there's something I'm missing here. We know he didn't answer the door. We know she didn't get snuck up on. I feel like she has to have opened the door. We know that happens. We know that happened. We know that didn't happen. Possible. Again, we know the door was left open. I don't know. I feel like we're definitely missing something major there. Day 77, September 29th, Sunday. Fighter Air Show taking place outside city. Wooden Horse Toy Store donates toy trucks to orphanage. City Hall vows to solve water crisis. What'd that one say? A watched pot never boils. Her grandfather has epilepsy, and recently the seizures have gotten worse. They happen more often, and they all end in tears. Doctor says he needs a special new drug that I can only get out of town. The only one in the family who drives. Can I get these drugs today? So we're going to be without McCoy again. It is what it is. So we're running 9 today. Let us pick some music and then get on our way. Oh God, here we go. Serial murder in the ghetto. A 45-year-old Marie Camilla Solis, employee at City Hall, was found brutally murdered at her apartment. Okay, I need to free up a couple. My detectives. Moody and Turner. Three more days before I can put another request for something. What's the investigations I'm doing here? This is the stolen property one. So for the biker, he always wears white sneakers. Antov brought the loot back, carrying a large bag. Stored the stolen jewels in a small safe. The safe is hidden behind the dead end road sign, which is hanging on the wall. The other one was a homicide. Ah, yes. I think it's a drug hit. Animal abuse. Some students are claiming that the dentist showed up during the biology lesson and carved up some live frogs with his drill, which we all know is not true. Public indecency. We just received a call from a university lecturer who reports that a first-year student went to the board during a lecture, took down his pants, and defecated right in front of the entire class. Maybe it was some sort of hazing or a rite of passage. Here we go. Jack, all things must come to an end. Freeburg is getting chilly and my work is done. You're running out of time, Jack. I promise to kiss your dear little bald spot if we should ever meet. Chief, let's finally catch the dentist. Jack, each piece of evidence you find about the dentist will indicate a correct frame from one of the murder scenes. Remember the evidence when you're choosing the frames for each murder. Okay, so we have to choose the correct frame from each murder to start reconstructing the dentist's MO. So we know he disguises himself as a pizza delivery man. He uses a nightstick. Chains. Strangles with gloves. This is the last one. Okay, so what do I see in this picture? I see... Well, that's Greeks. Medusa's head. Good things must come to an end. Freeburg is getting chilly and my work is done. Cold. Running out of time. Jack, I promise to kiss your dear little bald spot if we should ever meet. I almost want to say that this is... He blinds them. Bridge, sugar junk. Bald spot, bald spot. Store, Twister Strip Club, Hair Saloon. The students just wanted to cause trouble and made up the whole story. I know shit. We're heading to the hair salon. Medusa has a head full of snakes. Rather, hair is full of snakes. He recommended. He mentioned our bald spot. If it's not that, I have no idea. It's definitely not Bridge. Sugar Dream Confectionery, no. Strip Club, no. Fur Store, no. It was... You have discovered the evidence hidden by the dentist. You already have everything you need, Jack. Look carefully. Doesn't help me at all. We know it's not this one, because he strangles his victims. Why would he leash them? So then it has to be this one. After you choose 5 frames, you'll need to sequence them. You'll build a chain of events showing how the dentist commits his murders, and use this to figure out his identity. Choose the frames carefully. If you make a mistake, you won't be able to go back and replace them. Are you sure these are the right frames? I'm positive of 4 of the 5 frames. Look carefully. It has to be right. In every message, he always codes something in there. In this one, it says, look carefully. I'm positive. Okay, detectives. The doors and windows show no sign of forced entry. The victim may have known the killer and let him in, or he might have put up a good act and talked his way in. He was stern enough not to leave us any useful evidence. The woman was first stunned with a heavy blow to the face. Her attacker then threw her onto the bed and tied her hands to the bed frame. She died of asphyxiation, strangled to be precise. The killer then mutilated the deceased's oral cavity with a power drill. A maniac likes his tools, judging from the blood spatter on the bed, floor, and wall. His tool of choice, an electric drill. We also found a few drops of blood on the door jamb. Those show roughly where the killer and his victims were standing when he stunned the woman with a blow to the face. The dentist is a white male, 50 years old, impotent. He is fascinated by the female body, which is why he strips the clothes from his victims, but at the same time he hates the female body because it represents something he cannot have. His fixation on the mouth suggests he was shamed by a woman for his impotence. By destroying the mouths of his victim, he is depriving the woman of their voices, stifling them, and destroying the place where sound is born, the mouth. So then, would he... I have to be right about that. Unless I chose the last one wrong. I know all the other ones are right. I might have rushed the last one.
710B in progress.
I don't think I did. Hostage situation with a fatal casualty. Richard Lester, manager of Papa Carl's Pizzeria, reported that a deranged elderly man quarreled with an employee because the line was too long. Unsatisfied, he pulled out a gun and shot the employee in the stomach. The other customers fell into a panic and made a break for the door, but he fired several shots into the air and ordered everyone to finish their meals. Am I wrong? He wouldn't take the time to put a leash on. Why would he put a hairnet on? I'm positive. There's a clear view from the street. The suspect is sitting at a table in the corner, quietly eating his pizza. There's a gun next to him. There are about a dozen other people in the restaurant. It's called the Pizzeria and asked to speak with the man with the gun.
710B complete.
Good job. Ariel Coyer, Sardius Jewelry Store. Mr. Boyd, I'd like to offer you a great opportunity to make some real money. Just send 2 policemen to the store who will pretend that they're trying to stop a robbery. Let me be clear, the robbers must leave the crime scene intact with the cash. Interesting. Theft. Shannon Waldrop arranged a reception at his home for his rich friends, about 30 people. Toward the end of the evening, when the servants began to take away the dishes, they noticed that about 10 silver cutlery items were missing. No one has left the house yet, so the thief is still there. Suspicious individual. Retiree Martha Muir called to complain about her neighbor, Robert Morales. I haven't seen his wife, and last night I saw him burying something in the backyard. Today I asked him where his wife was.